Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2018. Thank you guys so much for joining me this evening, which is very rare for us. Very rare for us to have an evening stream, and don't get used to it. Henry, thank you so much for choosing to subscribe yet again. Thank you so much. So, really appreciate it. So welcome guys. Today we're going to keep reviewing the NAIC decks that got top 8. We are going in descending order, and therefore we are moving. Yesterday we reviewed the first 3, the number 1, 2, and 3 plays. So today we are going to be doing number 4 and number 5. Probably on the shorter side of the stream today, but it should still be pretty fun. So, the card down here, and Waffle Ninja, thanks so much for the follow. Rednax, hello, thanks so much for being here, and hello to everyone else whom I've talked to on chat for now. And yes, Kayak, the video by Rhea on what coaching is like is on YouTube. I'm pretty sure if you search for Rhea Freya, you can get her channel, or if she makes an appearance, you can link us to it, so that you guys can check out the video. So, 4th place was Adam Hawkins, who went 9-0 on day 1 and then didn't end up losing any series until top 4, I believe, which is pretty impressive. And the card down here below all this funny stuff is 2 Tapulele checks, so that you guys know. And yeah, we have a Malamar deck, a pure psychic Malamar deck with the inclusion of Marshadow. The whole idea is to charge up your psychic type attackers and then sweep that way. So we have the Malamar with psychic recharge ability, dealing or using using its ability to power up your psychic type attackers, getting energy from the discard pile onto your Pokemon. Then we have Necrozma GX, which is one of the main attackers of the deck. 180 HP, ability Light Send, prevents all the damage done to this Pokemon by colorless Pokemon, which is not very relevant. But Prismatic Burst is where this Pokemon really shines. You deal 10 damage plus 60 more for every psychic energy you discard. And therefore, since we only have psychic energy, every time you attack, we are dealing at the very least 190 damage, potentially 250. And then Black Ray GX is also a pretty decent attack. It allows you to set things up to be KO'd, such as Zoroark and Lycanroc, for a much easier damage output, and sets up a very nice late game for Dunwings to set up, or to sweep rather, not set up, to sweep. And so we also have Mewtwo GX, which is also another pretty good psychic type attacker. We have Side Strike GX dealing 200 damage. The main idea behind this attack is that it deals a clean 200 for 3 energy, which is very nice when dealing with stuff like Lycanroc GX, because otherwise 190 damage just comes up short. We do have Fighting Fury Belt, but it's not too reliable in how we are trying to get it going, because we have no way to guarantee to have the Fighting Fury Belt at the right time. And Team Polyswag, thanks so much for being here, Alex, and welcome to the stream. And so, our other attackers are 2 Dunwings GX, 180 HP. Its ability Invasion has a lot of very good synergy with Psychic Recharge, because with floats you can float stone the Dunwings, promote it, Psychic Recharge onto whatever attacker, and then bring it back down. Then we have Dark Flash dealing 120 damage, and the damage is not affected by resistance. And no, this is the top 8 list. Alex, the Fury Belt destroyed Buzzcarb. Yeah, that makes sense. Fury Belt is definitely something that that put any Buzzle deck in a very tight spot. Marshadow allows us to reuse any of our Psychic type attackers, but we're fighting typing, therefore we have type advantage over Zoroark. And we have Giratina, which has Shadow Claw. It's a very decent attack, and Devour Light prevents Greninja Break's ability from working. Gumi Gamer, I am well, I haven't started testing for Worlds. NAIC just took place. It's only Wednesday, so I just got back to Mexico like 2 days ago, and there's no Celestial Storm, right, on PTCGO. So even if I wanted to test for Worlds right now, I can't. I need to print out proxies and stuff, but I can't stream that. So that's the reason why you're not seeing Worlds testing, if you will. We have double Tablemon for draw support and for consistency purposes. And now in terms of supporters, we have 4 Sycamore for straight up draw, we have triple Cynthia and triple N for consistency purposes. 10 total draw supporters is a very nice amount, along with a double Lele. The single Bridget in case we have the ability to use Bridget on turn 1, but it's not 100% necessary for this deck. Triple Guzma to make sure that we're targeting the right Pokemon. Double Paralyzed to prevent opponents from playing Paralyzed themselves against us. 4 Mysterious Treasure, 3 Ultra Ball to search for the Pokemon that we need for the right situation. Triple Elixir to get ahead in those energy attachments in the beginning of the game before we set up our Malamars. Double Field Blower to try and counter Garbodor a little bit and counter Paralyzed as well. And then finally the Rescue Stretcher to recover any of the attackers that we might need. Double Fighting Fury Belt, as Alex was mentioning, is really clutch for our Psychic type attackers to make sure that we do survive any hits from Buzzwole GX and Baby Buzzwole. And then finally triple Slowstone, as it gives us a lot of wiggle room in the deck to make sure that we have the right attacker up front and doing damage, since Psychic Recharge only works on the bench. And finally we have the 10 basic Psychic Energy to power up all of our Pokemon. So let's jump into a ladder and see how we can do with this top 4 list from NAIC. And hello UCFN, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, so we seem to be up against a mirror match. Is there any game plan against Garbodor? I mean, if you watch today's video from on YouTube, we played Zoroark and we were completely destroyed by Psychic Malamar. The game plan is run hot and get the field lowers at the right time. That's generally the game plan for the deck. And I don't want to bench the other Dunwings. Yep, it is a mirror match. So him starting Mewtwo is actually a pretty big deal because we do have advantage over that. Yeah, that game is 1 of 100 indeed. Like generally, that's the game plan. That's 100% the game plan. Just don't dead draw. I mean, draw hot rather. Instead of not don't dead draw, it's just draw hot. Draw hotter than your opponent. Draw hotter than the sun. You could generally play 4 Field Blower instead of the double parallel and 2 Field Blower. You could play 4 Field Blower. That could maybe help you against Garbodor Zoroark. How much? Not entirely sure, but that could be a way to go about it. We're gonna lose a Malamar, that's fine. I didn't want to discard the energy without knowing like exactly what's in the deck and whatnot. And energy attachments, even in the mirror, are actually pretty important. So we'll just end here. We do give our opponent an extra 2 cards, but there's no reason for us not to get those extra 2 cards ourselves. And now we have a pretty good hand, honestly. We have a pretty good hand to get the Dawnwing set up next turn, but I will go ahead and Mysterious Treasure for a second in K. How does one draw hotter than the sun? That is a good question. That is something I'm still trying to figure out myself. The big issue here, well, not the big issue actually. The big issue, I guess, is that he can GX return KO on the Dawnwings if he has Field Blower. So it's not exactly easy, but it is a possibility. There's another Psychic Energy. That's okay. I think it's a consistent cycle. LWH because not everyone visits HateFonte, not everyone watches YouTube. It's like people get information from different sources, so I don't think that would be possible. Okay, so top decking the Psychic was not great, but we do manage to hit that, which is pretty nice. And yeah, if he chooses to use his GX attack, I am honestly okay here. Is Rescue Stretching the Malamar worth it? I think I'll wait. I think I will wait. Extra elixirs, which is nice. If he decides to use the GX attack, I actually get to use Mewtwo, which is really cool. I won't be needing Lele here. And hello, Sir Bandage, thanks so much for being here. I think I should set up double Malamar here instead of another Inkay. Este es Psychic Malamar record. Estoy jugando Psychic Malamar. And I think I hold this. I'm just gonna Invasion and Dark Flash. If he uses Mimikyu to copy Dark Flash, that is completely okay. Okay, so we get 2 prizes. Okay, so there's a Necrozma. My opponent is playing Choice Band, but that's not gonna be enough. And by benching, oh, I discard the Lele. I hope I have another Lele. By discarding the by playing the Necrozma, that just means it could potentially be a target for me, which is nice, right? I guess he is setting up very nicely for a Black Ray GX, but as long as my Lele is in there, which I'm not sure if it is, I should be able to just eliminate the Necrozma. So yeah, we see that, and then I should know this. I generally should know this, but oh well. It is in there, and we do have Kuzmas left, which is great. We do have Kuzmas left. Therefore, we have knockout. Yeah, like, if you're gonna use this guy, you can't bench it before you're actually going to use it. So let's go after this guy. I'll promote the Lele. Invasion. And yeah, this is technically, this is kind of like drawing hotter than the sun. I'll remove his Choice Band because why not? I do want to play down the Floatstone, I think. Not on this guy though. I think on the Lele. And then, I mean, I feel like I could play down the Mewtwo. It's just, this is an out, right? This is an out to KO him. He could use the GX attack, but that's why I want to save the Mewtwo. So I'm going to save these resources for now. And I'll just Dark Flash for the KO. Yeah, I'll just Dark Flash. And hey, the White Snake, thanks so much for being here. It's been a while. It's been a while. Okay. So we're doing pretty well for ourselves here. Doing pretty well for ourselves. There's the bit ladder positions medals thing. I think my opponent might have Rage Quit here. I believe my opponent actually Rage Quit. Okay, so decides to promote the Dawn Wings, which is also not great. Because if you're gonna try and make a comeback, you need to use Dawn Wings GX attack. So I'm pretty sure my opponent just Rage Quit here. And very nice, the White Snake, that you got time off work. Very, very nice. Rafa is indeed your true enemy, Jedi. When's the next Nuzlocke stream coming? The next Nuzlocke is going to happen on Friday, I'm hoping. The next Nuzlocke will hopefully happen on Friday. Yeah, my opponent just rage quit, so we'll wait until the timer runs out and then we shall win here. I mean, I can't win just yet. I actually need to draw the right combination of cards, but it is possible. And I did not, so I'll just start flash. Louisville en el Internacional me fue 5-3-1. I went 5-3-1 at the International, so not that great. Not as I expected, of course, but oh well. We're just waiting here so that we don't just give the win to my opponent after he rage quits. Okay, and there's a win finally. What do you think of Adam's Malamar list? It's pretty good. And hello Ruben, hello Robert Rodriguez. The Malamar list is pretty good. It's pretty solid, right? It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry guys, I'm playing in a little cup 3DS like Pokemon Ultra Moon tournament, and I'm waiting to receive one of my Pokemon. And it's, yeah, I'm multitasking here. It's been difficult to coordinate. I'm waiting to just get the Pokemon here. Okay. Okay, so there's Inkay, there's a bell indeed. There's the bell indeed. And I am streaming indeed. Luis, me mudé, no me mudé. Esto que ves aquí atrás es un mueble decorativo. Okay, so we see a Trubbish. We do not know anything other than we're up against Garb. I don't think we're gonna use Necrozma in this match, unless it's Zoroark, but we'll see. I mean, I could go for Mewtwo, honestly. Going for Mewtwo doesn't sound very well, because Mewtwo can actually just immediately start pressuring the Trubbishes. And I will bench the Mewtwo, I will do this, and I will Sycamore. Yeah. I will do Sycamore. Okay. Not that great of a follow-up to this. At least we get an energy to make sure we can knock out the Trubbish, and then we shall pass. Okay, so I'm multitasking here, guys. Okay, then I really recommend he comes to the video section of the channel. 8112. I hate this whole adding friend codes thing. It's so annoying. Have any of you guys played? Oh, this is Zoro. Well, maybe not. What deck is this? What are we up against? Okay, it is Zoroark. So maybe discarding the first improvement was not the best idea, but we'll see. We can pressure this Trubbish, which is very nice. And I guess I'll bench this guy. And then I don't want to Sycamore here. Well, maybe I should. Nah, I won't. I'll be patient with my item cards for now. And I don't want to Sycamore away the field lore. Yeah? That's what we get for catching him. Okay. So, yeah, guys, please don't put me in a Pokeball because I am streaming, so... Max Elixir time? Nah, not quite yet. So, it doesn't matter which one I use. It actually doesn't matter. Both deal exactly the same damage. And... yeah, so the issue here is we deal 200 with Side Strike, so we might have to use Black Ray here. That might actually be our best play. There's a Zoroark, there's double Zoroark, and there's all the Rainbow Rares by my opponent. Not fully blinked out though, because of this Mysterious Treasure, so not fully blinked out. Not quite fully blinked out. There's a Sycamore, loses a puzzle piece. I am okay with that. I am okay with that. And let's see. Playing cards before trading. Never ideal. And there's a field blower. So 2 extra item cards. I guess I really shouldn't worry about item cards at this point. It's like there's no point. Right? There's no point. There is actually probably no point. And the White Snake, thank you so much. What a comeback. Thank you so much, the White Snake, for the extra bits. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. And hello, Joe Bro. Thanks so much for being here. But especially thank you so much, the White Snake, for the bits. Very kind of you. Luis, el nuevo Rayquaza GX es muy, muy bueno. Pronto haré un video sobre Rayquaza GX. Okay, so we get hit for 120. There's Trash Challenge as well. What's your opinion on this matchup? It's terrible. It's absolutely abysmal unless you are like my opponent in that previous game and you run insanely hot. So that's how the matchup will usually go. I'll set up the Malamar. Ending here is not ideal, but it's what I have to do, I think. And float stoning, this guy makes sense. I wish Side Strike didn't apply any effects, then maybe I could just take these 2 prize cards. Yeah, but this is just terrible. This is actually simply terrible. I'm gonna retreat into a Lele to let it take a hit. I'm gonna Psychic Recharge. And this is where if Psychic Tablele was out, I would love to just GX and then rearrange damage counters. What happened to Glacian GX? Zoroark stopped seeing as much play, so Glacian GX became really bad. Like, Glacian GX got completely wrecked by Puzzle. So that was the issue. But now that Puzzle seems to have taken a backseat, I mean, I think Glacian is still really bad against Malamar, so that's the issue. That would be the issue. Okay. Parallel is so annoying, and so annoying. Everything is so annoying about this matchup. There's more targets though. There's more targets, but the Garb is actually the biggest threat here. Okay. This is complicated. I don't see how we're going to win this one. I generally don't see how we're going to win this one. I mean, if we get energy plus... Oh, I was gonna say, if he doesn't have the unit energy, we might be okay. Oh. But yeah, my opponent just has everything here. My opponent simply has everything. We could Moon's Eclipse, take a knockout that way. But it doesn't really help us too much. I think I'm just gonna Sycamore here. And then we do get energy. We can take a knockout with Mewtwo. My opponent didn't even lose the DC on the Zoroark. So to say we're in trouble would be a big understatement. Right? I mean, maybe it's not so bad. If we can get Marshadow next turn, it might actually not be terrible. It might actually not be terrible. We have a very specific win condition here. Have a very, very specific win condition. We take this guy out. And then my opponent knocks out my Mewtwo, hopefully with Zoroark. And then afterwards, we use Marshadow, copy Dawnwing's GX move, and protect Marshadow, and then if he doesn't have KO on Lele next turn, we can use Marshadow again to KO another Zoroark. It's probably gonna need a Kuzma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 item cards. So actually, it's probably not gonna be viable because he can KO Lele with a Trash Challenge, so... Okay, so there is a Zoroark, there is a Latios. We can still do this. We can actually potentially still do this. We need Marshadow, we need to copy Dawnwing's GX move, and we need my opponent, off of that huge hand, we need him to not have Guzma and Trash Challenge. Wait, what? Oh gosh, this was worst case scenario. I think I'm just gonna concede, guys. There's no point. Right? There's absolutely no point. We got destroyed. That's how you normally beat a Garb deck. I mean, that's how you normally beat a Malamar deck when playing Zoroark. But yesterday we showed exactly how to lose. Showed exactly how to lose. Okay, so we start Mewtwo in the potential mirror match. Which is not terrible. Hex Maniac is unhealthy. And hello, Taco Tocano. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, we would like an extra card. And it is a mirror match. Okay, so getting the Prowl CD off here is actually pretty big. I will Ultra Ball away, Ultra Ball and Field Blower. And I think I'm gonna Lele here. Oh, I didn't check for the Bridget. I'm assuming it's there. Oops. Always check for the Bridget, guys. That was a bad play. Always check for the Bridget. No reason not to check for the Bridget. And thank you for the 99 IV lol on Meow. Oh, you're welcome, Henry. You got that off of an egg from a gift? That's pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool, honestly. That is actually pretty cool. Okay, let's Elixir here. Hits on the Lele, and we shall pass. I'm really glad it worked out. What is this whole Pokeball thing? It's just something for fun to do, TP on the chat. You can do exclamation mark Pokeball or Great Ball or Ultra Ball. And if you're a subscriber, you can use Master Ball as well. And my opponent just has the raw Bridget. My opponent simply has the raw Bridget here, which is pretty nice. Yep, there you go. That's exactly how it works. You can also use Timer Ball. You can try sending a Timer Ball. You can actually try sending a Timer Ball. Okay, so my opponent goes for the Dawn Wings, which makes sense. Definitely makes sense because since our Mewtwo is active, that's how we deal with the Dawn Wings GX move. And, ooh, he decides to save the Inkay. I am okay with that, I think. Our issue being that we're gonna end my opponent into a better hand, which is never ideal, of course. And, okay. So we get... we do get to Psychic Recharge, which is nice. I think we want to go for our own Dawn Wings. And I'll Psychic Recharge onto that. Everyone has flipped Double Tails with Timer Ball. What a coincidence. And then we'll just Energy Drive. Okay, there's the Malamar. Very strange. Yesterday we were playing Greninja Break and all 4 Greninja were prized. Jeez, that's so unfortunate. That is actually so unfortunate. Okay, so my opponent did have the Float Stone. He doesn't have Psychic Energy into discard pile, which is good. Right, that is good. And the 60 damage makes it perfect for Dawn Wings. So all we need is a Psychic Energy. We see the Field Blower, which is fine. We see the Field Blower, which is fine. And should be pretty good here. I mean, my opponent probably won't let me take down the Dawn Wings here, but that's okay. He sacrifices the Inkay, that's fine. He might choose to Hypnosis, which would also be interesting. There's our Guru for my opponent. Here's an Elixir. I mean, that was a pretty decent hand. That was a pretty decent hand, I would say. Oh, double Elixir. Okay. I mean, I don't mind if he attacks. I actually want him to hit this. I want him to hit this, and I want him to use Dawn Wings to attack my Tapu Lele. I would be perfectly okay with this. Please attack me. Please attack me. How could I rig the Timer Ball? Maybe. Maybe. I wish there was a way to like randomize. Yeah, it is. it's done that way. It always flips double tails to make sure that you guys don't play timer ball. Okay, so my opponent chooses not to attack, and then I very conveniently top deck the Kuzma. However, I mean, I guess I'm okay him using the GX attack. Ooh, chooses to keep that. Okay, I'm gonna Sycamore. If he chooses to GX my Dawnwings, then I will just GX his Dawnwing. And then with the fact that I got this guy, that's pretty good. So I'll retreat and then I'll Psychic Recharge. This is looking pretty nice for us. This is actually looking pretty nice. I'm not gonna play N anytime soon, so I'll just set up another Malamar, and then we Invasion KO. He uses his GX, doesn't even get a knockout, and then we won't knock out with Mewtwo now. So maybe this wasn't the best idea. But it's okay. He'll be more hesitant to use his GX attack now that I use Moon's Eclipse. And I can just retreat to Lele as well, and Tapu Cure potentially. I could also do that. You know? Palomari convert. Yeah, I've played Lycanzoro with Evo Soda over Timer Ball. I am not a fan of of Timer Ball. Definitely not a fan of Timer Ball. Okay, so we see a Cynthia. There's a Mysterious Treasure. Evo Soda is rotating. We have to embrace the flips. That is true. That is true, KDC. That is very true. That is actually very true. I wonder if I name two commands the same, which one will show up, or if both will show up. I wonder what would happen then. Rigged Timer Ball. Okay, so my opponent does decide to use the GX attack despite not getting a knockout, which is fine. There's no way for me to get 3 energy in the discard pile. So this was an over something. I think I'm gonna Tapu Cure. I actually think I'm going to Tapu Cure here. I actually think that is my best play. I don't see any reason not to. He already used his GX attack. Like, ooh, I almost got the energy. I almost got the GX move here. It's like I'm using a GX move, right? That's perfectly fine. I'm actually using a GX move. I'll touch here, and I think I'm gonna reattach the energy. No reason not to, I don't think. My opponent, like, we can just, I guess we can't chase this guy down. And let's Tapu Cure. Okay, so we trade like useless GX move for useless GX move, right? Okay. So once again, going to receive a Pokemon, guys. So bear with me. Gravesaw, thank you so much for choosing to use Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for choosing to subscribe to the channel with Twitch Prime. And Uni Panther Fan, thank you so much for the bit. That's very, very kind of you. Okay, so my opponent goes for a Guzma. He says, might as well take a prize card whilst I'm at it. Also, I'm gonna lose this guy, which makes sense. Okay, so then I take a knockout, I end him down to 4, and hopefully my opponent doesn't have a great follow-up to this. I think I just end here, right? Yeah, I think I just end here. Okay, so in the meantime, ooh, this is pretty nice. Just benching. Okay, how many energy do I have in this pile? Just 1. Definitely gonna retreat manually. Benching the Necrozma is so risky though. Like, my opponent in the previous mirror, he lost the mirror because of overbenching. So We are pretty far ahead at this point, I would say. So 1908 3941 0029. Okay. Okay. So we'll see what my opponent can come up with here. We'll see what he can come up with. It's opposite day. Grenadier Break is best tech in a format. Changed my mind. If it was, it would be winning most events, and it's not even making 3-2 at most events, like in significant numbers. And thank you, Gravesell. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Thoughts on Zoroark Weavile? Potentially decent now that Puzzle took a hit in popularity, probably. Just not the greatest. Not the greatest. Not the greatest partner for Zoroark, if you will. But it could be a good answer to the annoying Zoroark decks that we saw Tort Reklev and their friends used. Yeah, so it could be a good answer to that. Definitely could be. Okay, we see the Mars Shadow. We see the Mars Shadow coming up. Did he play an Elixir? No, he hasn't played an Elixir, so he's dealing 190 damage. He doesn't have KO on this guy yet. He needs Field Lore, of which we know he's already played one. Yeah. It's okay, Takutano. I was giving a genuine explanation. What are your thoughts on M&Ms? M&Ms are great. M&Ms are amazing. Favorite cereal? My favorite cereal is Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch, and there's also one called Choco Crispies here in Mexico, which is the Melvin chocolate rice thing from the brown bear. I mean, not brown bear, brown elephant. Brown elephant. That's probably my favorite. Okay, so how many energy do I have in the discard pile? Okay, so I should have, well, maybe not. What do I even do here? Do I just not play the cards? How many ends has he played? Just the one. If he ends me down to one and plays another special Pokemon, I could be in trouble. The good thing is, even with Villor, he can't take a knockout. I don't know what I should do. I think I just take the KO here. Because if I bench something else, it could be annoying. But his only attackers are Psychic Weak as well, I guess. Is using Marshadow here over Oranguru right? Probably not. Attacking with Oranguru was probably better. We're not gonna get the one shot. I mean, maybe he was banking on hitting an Elixir. Maybe that was his plan. He does find Field Lower, just not quite there yet because he didn't do enough damage because of resistance. He did have a win condition. He did have a win condition in which he field lowered and then bench Necrozma, attached double psychic recharge Kuzma Delele, but that was very, very unlikely, of course. That was very unlikely. And yeah, we should be good here because my opponent didn't end me, so I have everything I need in order to close out the game next turn. I have everything I need in order to close out the game next turn. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevo jugando, Luis? 17 años, más o menos. How did I end up at NAIC? I went 5-3-1 at NAIC. 5-3-1 with Psychic Malamar, but I had a different list. I had the Quad Hoopa list. Okay, there's a Necrozma. I mean, I guess he's gonna GX here. I guess he's going to GX. There's a third Field Blower. Wait, what? Third Field Blower, and he hadn't reset my Fighting Fury belt. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, there's Dawn Wings, but no Jig's attack means this is game. And even if he had Jig's attack, we have Kuzma. Yeah, that should do it. Same list as Ross, almost the same. Unipanther, almost the same. Okay, so finally my opponent knocks me out. And ooh, I even top deck the Necrozma, which is insane. So let's Psychic Recharge. I have the Kuzma, that's why I didn't attach to the active. I can just knock out anything. I can actually knock out anything for the win here. Así es, Kuro, así es. He's not ready for this Kuzma. So the question is, which Pokemon do we KO? Which Pokemon do we want to KO? The opposing Necrozma. I wish Black Ray applied weakness. If Black Ray applied weakness, it would be stupidly good. It would actually be stupidly good. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the deck's pretty good. I believe we went undefeated with it, which is pretty nice. No, we didn't go undefeated. We lost to Zoroark. So yeah, Zoroark is a turtle matchup. Everything else is definitely manageable. Anything named Zoroark is difficult. Anything not named Zoroark is potentially viable. The issue being we're in the triangle, right? The triangle is very much alive. So guys, with this in mind, this will be all for the YouTube video. If you're watching live on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I will be right back with a 5th place NAIC deck list, which was Zoroark Lycanroc. So more Zoroark action, but I will be right back with more action. So don't go anywhere, guys. Just 1 second.